Hello and welcome to Business Insights. Yes, I'm actually excited today because today is Friday, and of course, by Monday it will be Christmas Day. So, of course, Christmas is in the air, and everybody is, going about their businesses in a more relaxed manner. This is the season where some businesses are folding, closing for the year, and others are coming up because there are some businesses that actually thrive in this festive season. So today we would be looking at a topic, the strategic business planning for the new year. How do you put strategies in place to ensure that, you have a better business year come 2024, and to go about that, the very first thing you need to do is to look back at how 2023 was. What were the mistakes you made? What were the, what were the issues you had, in the course of 2023, and you just reflect on them, reflect on those mistakes, and try to provide solutions so that you don't get to make the same mistakes in 2023. And then you also have to set clear goals. Make sure that you have your goals set. More like write down your goals. Put them down. What exactly do you intend to achieve in 2024? How do you want to go about it? You have that also in place. And then you also conduct your market analysis. Every year is different. Every year is not the same as the previous year. So you don't expect 2024 market analysis to be the same as the one of 2023. They change. So the market trends change. So you have to look out for that as well when setting up your business plan for the new year. And then you also have to develop, of course, new strategies. Because what was obtainable in 2023 might not be obtainable in 2024. And then you also have to basically implement and execute. These are all the things we should be discussing today on the show. We would be discussing it definitely. And that is on the strategic business planning for 2023. Strategic business planning. How do you plan for 2024? Right, and we have a guest by the name Godfrey Ogbuehi. I hope I got that pronunciation right. And he is the CEO of Lochi Investment Limited. He will be joining us virtually to basically enlighten us and equip us with the right information to help us thrive in our businesses come 2024. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll be introducing our guests. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Blessing Daiche, anchor and exchange on Souq News. The beautiful season is here again.
I smell Christmas.
Ta-da! It's Christmas!
Christmas is a holiday where we celebrate the birth of Christ. It is a super celebration where we share love and many cheers.
Christmas, a time to make merry and show love. Spend time. Go out there and spend time with your family and friends and loved ones. I mean, you don't get to do that.
I can't wait to have my plate of rice and chicken.
I'm Adesiwa Iramasele. I'm a presenter and anchor right here on Souq News.
I am Osama Zaida Hosa, Femi Watch Limited owner of Souq News and Watch Radio. Wishing you a very wonderful Christmas. Christmas represent the incarnation of God, becoming man and showing us the greatest of love. It's a season to love one another. Show love to your brother out there and let the love move around.
Hi, I'm Blessing Daiche, anchor and exchange on Souq News. The beautiful season is here again.
I smell Christmas.
Ta-da! It's Christmas!
Christmas is a holiday where we celebrate the birth of Christ. It is a super celebration where we share love and many cheers.
Christmas, a time to make merry and show love. Spend time. Go out there and spend time with your family and friends and loved ones. I mean, you don't get to every time.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to have my plate of rice and chicken.
I'm Adesua Iromosele. I'm a presenter and anchor right here on Souq News.
I am Osama Zaida Hosa, Femi Watch Limited owner of Souq News and Watch Radio. Wishing you a very wonderful Christmas. Christmas represents the incarnation of God, becoming man and showing us the greatest of love. It's a season to love one another. Show love to a brother out there and let the love move around.
Welcome back. You're still watching Business Insight, and today we are treating business planning for 2024. How do you go about putting up strategies to ensure that your 2024 year is more productive than 2023? And to discuss this topic, we have a virtual guest, like I said earlier, and it is Godfrey Ogbuehi. He is the CEO of Lochi Investment Limited and is joining us virtually. Good morning, Mr. Godfrey.
Yeah, good morning.
Nice to have you on the show and compliments of the season.
Merry Christmas to you and a wonderful new year in advance ahead of us.
Thank you very much. So now, Mr. Godfrey, what strategies would you advise business people to put in place to ensure that they have a more productive 2024?
Okay, yeah, once again, I appreciate this privilege to be here. I count it as a rare honor. To start with, you cannot look at 2024 without a review of 2023. Now, 2023 came with a lot of disruptions. So many people had so many plans, but several policies, several turn of events upturned a lot of those strategies. So you must first of all look at what was done previously, and then you can now begin to navigate how to correct or re-strategize. So yeah, having done the review, you must look at, okay, where are the places that you failed? Where are the places that you had some measure of success? And then that now forms the strategy. So what I will start with to say is, in setting a strategy, there must be a clear focus, or what we call a strategic goal. Okay, so that is what you want to put at the as a focus for your business, for your organization, for your department. So everyone is involved, even for your personal life. Okay, everyone individually is an entity. So you want to have clear-cut goals that are smart. So smart goals that you want to put forward for 2023. So once you have set that goal, it becomes a focus, it becomes a driving force for every other thing. Then once that is done, you can now begin to set action plans, okay, for various goals. So that those things are not just what's it called? What's the thing we do every year? Resolutions. Okay, no, that's not what you want to do. Many people start like that, and after 3 days, it's forgotten. Okay, or you rather get overwhelmed. So you want to set focus for the year, and then begin to work out action plans for each or the part of these strategies or the goals, so that you can begin to look forward to actualizing them. Thank you.
All right. Now, as a CEO, you are a leader. Now, what would you highlight as the major challenges businesses encountered in the year 2023?
Wow, 2023 came with a lot of roller coaster of challenges. I look back at the beginning, now we are at the end of the year. It looks like far beyond, but the effects are still here upon us. We look at it 2023. At the beginning of 2023 came, I think it started with the Naira scarcity. There was Naira scarcity, um, occasioned by the change of Naira. That's caused a lot of challenges, and largely a lot of businesses in Nigeria depend on cash. Okay, so yeah, we're still evolving with the cashless policy, but it's hit very, very hard on businesses because for those that are in trading, for instance, you want to sell, but people don't have the cash to pay. So people had to devise new means. And then came with the electioneering and all its intricacies. So there were a lot of ups and downs. Businesses were hit. So all of these, several things. There was fuel scarcity. So naturally, after every election, there is a dull in business because people want to see, okay, what's the new direction for the new government? What are the new policies? People want to hold back to the things, their strategy, their goals, things they want to do. So naturally, that's it into time for businesses. Um, Businesses saw a lot of cut down in staff, cut down in procedures, cut down in processes. Everybody was just trying to minimize losses, maximize whatever they had. So it was a very, very handful of a year for most businesses, and a lot of businesses are still struggling with the aftermath of these outcomes.
Okay, now we know we hear this often, set business goals for the new year and all of that. What are the practical steps? Talking practically now, what are the practical steps, people, individuals can actually take to ensure that they have a better 2024 year? What exactly, I mean, you are a CEO in a company, so what are the exact steps you take to ensure that your year is better than the previous?
Okay, so you must, as a CEO, you have a vision, and you must always remember that no one sees your vision as you, and the vision keeps expanding in your own eyes. And it is a gift to be able to communicate your vision to the people you're leading. The more they see the vision, the more they're able to run with it, and they're also able to expand that vision. So that must be clear in the mind of every CEO. So in setting new goals for the 2024, you must also, it's like setting a new vision out of the established vision for the corporation itself. So in setting these goals, we are all familiar with the SMART goals: specific, measurable, it must be achievable, it must be realistic, and it has to be time bound. So you are not trying to be over ambitious. You're also not trying to be mediocre. So as a CEO, you look at the previous year. What are the goals you want to achieve? Maybe there were some losses that you made in 2023 that you want to look at 2024. Okay, this 2024 want to recapitalize. 2024 want to stabilize. 2024 want to measure up to a certain level. Okay, so some people might need to, as it were, redress in their previous vision because you lost some grounds. Maybe this year will be to recover those grounds, and then you set the strategic action plans to help you actually recover these grounds. So your goals for 2024, especially because, like we said, here we are in 2023, business are still trying to recover from all of the developments that's happened in 2024. So you want to be very, very clear as to what you want to set for 2024. Okay, so you're not just, this is not the time to build castles in the air. This is not the time to do it because company A is doing it. Within your own corporation, what are the realities that you're faced today? I think the realistic thing anyone wants to do is, okay, where was this company in 2022? Maybe Q4 2022, and where are we now? If there has been a drop, then you want to look at, okay, what are these causes? Then your goal would be, okay, how to better your last position. Okay, so that your goals are not just vague. Okay, so now one thing about goal setting is it is not set in stone. It is always something you can always review. Okay, so you want to set a goal that you want to achieve. Where do you want to be at the end of 2024? Oh, okay, I want to recover all that we've lost. Okay, perhaps you didn't, there was no drop because sometimes where others are dropping, that's where others are making good grounds. So perhaps you made some gains. Now you want to also look at why did we make these gains? Why did we make these profits? What are the sources of our progress? Because sometimes it's the lessons in success are harder to gain than the lessons in failure. Failure teaches more sometimes than success, because if you cannot identify why you succeeded, it will be difficult for you to replicate that success. So you must look at, okay, if it is losses that you recorded, you can see that review of 2023 is very, very, very critical. In fact, that is the real thing any organization must do, because 2023 has been particular to our own client here in West Africa, Nigeria, is similar to the business environment after COVID. Okay, so you want to look at, okay, what are the things that affected us and how can we leverage on these experiences for 2024 such that you are better prepared, you can anticipate. Okay, so you can make plans. And then, like I said, when you have, as a CEO, you take out time, retrospect, think through, gather a team of trusted hands, loyal hands, people who are thinking forward as well for the company. So you sit down together and tinker this, then you can now set a goal for the organization. This goal is very, very key because it guides everything that you do. Otherwise, you have yourself jumping on different ideas that come up, okay? Different situations would come up in the business to try to derail or distract the entire structure. But then when you have your goals, the quality of your thoughts into these goals would help you in staying focused in those goals. And the more focused you are, the more likelihood you are to achieve. Now, it won't come without its own setbacks. A business is open to the public, it is open to all sorts of risk, it's open to opportunities as well. So you must be ready and paid for what comes with the goals that you've set. So after you've set the goal and the quality of your goal is deeply rooted, then you can now begin to enter into strategies. And in certain strategy, you want to go into action plans for the various goals that you set.
All right. Now, how would you say SWOT analysis helps to mitigate unforeseen challenges even in the coming year? You know, just like 2023, you know, it came up with, there were so many challenges that were never, you know, foreseen before then. You know, so how do we use SWOT analysis, talking about the strength, the weakness, opportunity, and threats, you know, to help mitigate unforeseen challenges even in the new year?
Okay, yes. So that is very key. The reason you have to know your strength so that you know the areas of concentration. So SWOT analysis helps you to know what your strengths are, what you're good at, what is readily available, what is important. Okay, so because like I said, there are several things that will pop up, just like it did in 2023. Okay, and there's no assurance or guarantee. Nobody knows what 2024 holds. Okay, so it's a new government. We have new appointees, new leadership. Everybody will try to bring in their own ideas. Now, in the midst of the commotion of ideas, several realities begin to play out. Okay, so you want to know where you lie. Now, your SWOT analysis also helps you to realign yourself, the particular industry that you fall in. You want to look at, okay, which part of this is our real strength? What are the other things that we have that we are not leveraging on? So evaluating your SWOT analysis helps you to know the areas that you can focus on, and then the tools you can actually leverage on. Okay, so that is also relating to your goals. Okay, so your SWOT analysis helps you to set smart goals. So if you know your strength, then you can be specific about the kind of goals you want to achieve. Then you are able to measure it based on your strength and your weaknesses. Okay, then once you're able to measure it and they are specific, then you can set some measurements based on the team that you have, the quality of staff, the industry, the environment, and the resources available to you. Okay, so that is very, very key, actually. You must, as an institution, I mean, it's part of something you ought to have done, even in setting up your businesses, in setting your KPIs for your team and for your business as a whole. Your SWOT analysis is what you must always do at every point in time.
All right. So now, Mr. Godfrey, let's look at market analysis. How important is it, in ensuring that in the new year, there is more productivity and efficiency, basically?
Okay. Yes, very key. Like you would say, the sole aim of business is to make profits. Okay, and you can only profit in what you're proficient in. So market analysis is that key aspect of your strategic plans to, like I said, reevaluate what you do. Okay, so you want to look at what are the numbers, what are the key indices in your business terrain, what are the policies that have been set, who are the key players, who are the drivers of your industry. Then with all of these, you can begin to put one or two together and project into the new year and look at likely trends. Now, that helps you to set various scenarios in your action plans. Okay, so you have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, okay, based on the various scenarios that you put. And without proper analysis of your markets, you will not be able to prepare enough, okay, for the year ahead. So you must, you and your team, as a CEO, you're not necessarily doing these things. The job of a leader is to set the vision and then guide the vision for achievements. So you have a team, either you have a team in-house, or you have an outsourced team, or you have access to resources that can give you this market analysis to guide you with the necessary information. And with information, you can set the right tools to help you take policy decision. The quality of the decision will affect the outcome of your institution or your organization in the coming year.
Okay, so now talking about success, how do you measure the success you've been able to attain in the new year? How is it to be measured? What KPIs do you monitor?
Okay, so like I said, as long as your goals are not vague, right? So it's also has this question has to be answered from the point of setting the goals. Okay, so what do you intend to achieve in your goals? What do you intend to achieve? So your goals, as long as they are measurable, and so at that point you have already decided, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to gain. Okay, so it's either, like I said, somebody wants to say, okay, I want to better our 2022 because there was a dip in our finances. Okay, and this is not just for the organization alone. So these strategies can be broken down to departments. Maybe for HR, you lost staff. Okay, there was flight of staff. So you want to look at, okay, how do we regrow our capacity? Okay, then a review is what caused that drop in staff strength or whatever. Then you set a goal that is measurable. Want to reinstate this department, want to get back to profitability of Q2. So these are measurable goals. So your goals from the onset, like I said at the beginning, they must be smart. They must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So there must be a time lag to achieving this. So it's not just 2024 as a whole. Some goals are they rely on other things happening. So when you set the overall goal as a focus, then they are broken down to specifics. It can be department by department. The accumulation of all of these goals then comes to the entire organization achieving the overall goal. So it's measurable because there are timelines to it, and there are specific outcomes expected of them. So the goals must not be vague, basically. They must not be vague. They must be realistic. You must look at where you're coming from, look at the things that the company has been through, and then set the goals that are measurable. And of course, if you're able to achieve those goals, even in the first quarter of the year, then you set another goal. It is an ongoing process, but you need to look at where you're coming from to determine where you're going to, so that you don't set goals just for goal setting sake. And then that in itself becomes the demoralization or the motivation of the entire force.
All right, you heard the man. Setting your goals is an ongoing process. We'll go on a quick break now, and we implore you to stay with us. And, we will be continuing this conversation when we get back from the break. Stay with us, please.
Hi, I'm Blessing Daiche, anchor and exchange on Souq News. The beautiful season is here again.
I smell Christmas.
Ta-da! It's Christmas.
Christmas is a holiday where we celebrate the birth of Christ. It is a super celebration where we share love and many cheers.
Christmas, a time to make merry and show love. Spend time. Go out there and spend time with your family and friends and loved ones. I mean, you don't get to do that. She's excited.
I can't wait to have my plate of rice and chicken.
I'm Adesiwa Iromasele. I'm a presenter and anchor right here on Souq News.
I am Osama Zaida Hosa, Femi Watch Limited owner of Souq News and Watch Radio. Wishing you a very wonderful Christmas. Christmas represent the incarnation of God, becoming man and showing us the greatest of love. It's a season to love one another. Show love to a brother out there and let the love move around.
Welcome back. You're still watching Business Insight, and we're discussing how to make strategic plans for the coming year. And we still have in joining us virtually, a guest, Godfrey Ogbuehi, and he is the CEO of Lochi Investments Limited, and he has been having this conversation with us before we went on that break. Mr. Godfrey, hope you're still with us, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now
Yes.
as the CEO of your company, you have people, you have a team that work with you. How do you get your team to align with your own goal for the year?
Okay, so that is a very interesting aspect of leadership. Like I said, leadership is a lead. We rise by leading others. In getting teams to work and achieve goals, you must always ensure that your team, they can see what is in it for them. Okay, so you must be able to break down whatever vision, whatever goal you have set in to how it benefits the individual. Because once they can see it, if they can see the vision, they are able to run with it better, even better than you, the CEO, has set. Okay, so the core of leadership is being able to communicate the vision, being able to communicate the intent. Okay, and every vision must not be self-centered. Once a vision is self-centered, it is already designed to fail. So you look at corporations that succeed the more are the ones that have a deliberate attempt to build others. So your vision must be positioned to empower other people. So your staff are your primary area of focus. It starts with your staff. They must see how the company is empowering them. Okay, so there has to be a deliberate attempt to put that cautiousness in everyone. Okay, that's so the more your staff are able to see what is in it for them, then the better they're able to run with the vision. So for us, we try to make it create an environment that is friendly. We are a family, basically. So we try to create that friendly family environment. And as much as possible, every leader has a core team that you are directly in charge of. You try to, as a CEO or as a leader, set examples for your team members who also have other people that they are leading. Okay, so leadership is, by example, it is most effective. So I try to get into the life of your staff. I mean, it's not just work. Okay, your staff must see you, or your team must see you as a human being as well, who is also vulnerable, who also makes mistakes and owns up to the mistakes. Okay, so the moment they can see that transparency in you, then they'll be comfortable to give their all, knowing that this person has my interests at heart. So as much as possible, my job as a leader is to constantly ensure that I am communicating transparency and interest of the people I'm leading as much as possible. So yeah, there's no guarantee that out of 12 there will not be a Judas. Okay, so but then you don't want to look at the Judas, you want to look at the Peter, the Paul, and the Peter and the others. Okay, the other 11 who will give in their best. You just need a few team members to give in their best, and once you have a few people doing their best, they will keep motivating others, and then over time, you begin to replicate the leadership that you want. Okay, so, and it comes by examples, setting the right examples, communicating to your staff, letting them see what is in it for them. As this company grows, how is this staff growing? As this company is expanding, how is that impacting the life of your staff, even down to the last staff? So that way, everybody is working towards the interests of the company or the organization. So that's your role as a leader. You must communicate effectively and then have a desire to replicate the quality of leadership that you want. Okay, so it's not enough that you are the leader and the all alpha and omega of the organization. You want to also ensure that you are replicating leadership. You're replicating leaders who can steer things in the institution, because one shall chase 1,000, two shall chase 10,000. I mean, permit me for...
It's okay. Okay, Mr. Godfrey, I hope you can still hear me, please. All right, so now let's look at allocation of resources. How do you select the exact aspect of your business that funding should go into? How do you focus? How do you, analyze it to ensure that you are allocating resources, to the right channel that would bring about more productivity for the business?
Okay, very interesting question. As a business, you must ensure that you have the right resources. You must always not be oblivious of the quality of staff that you have. Can you hear me?
Okay, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, please. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Blessing Daiche, anchor and exchange on Souq News. The beautiful season is here again.
I smell Christmas.
Ta-da! It's Christmas.
Christmas is a holiday where we celebrate the birth of Christ. It is a super celebration where we share love and many cheers.
Christmas, a time to make merry and show love. Spend time. Go out there and spend time with your family and friends and loved ones. I mean, you don't get to do that.
I can't wait to have my plate of rice and chicken.
I'm Adesua Iramasele. I'm a presenter and anchor right here on Souq News.
I am Osama Zaida Hosa, Femi Watch Limited owner of Souq News and Watch Radio. Wishing you a very wonderful Christmas. Christmas represent the incarnation of God, becoming man and showing us the greatest of love. It's a season to love one another. Show love to your brother out there and let the love move around.
Welcome back. We apologize for that break in transmission. Now, Mr. Geoffrey, hope you're still with us, please.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Geoffrey, you were talking to us about something, so just go on in your line of thought.
Okay, yes, it is very key. Still, as a business, you must realize what resources are available to you, so that you can be able to deploy the resources to achieve the right goals. And you must know what you have at your disposal, the quality of staff that you have, the area of specialization, the opportunities as well, the nature of your market's niche. Okay, so you must be very, very conversant with these realities that your business is faced with. What is obtainable in the environment where your business plays. So that helps you to determine what are the things you want to venture into, what are the specific areas you want to digress to. For instance, Lucci Investment, basically, we're a lending institution, and during 2023, we had to constantly reevaluate the things that we do. We were majorly into micro lending. And then the cash crunch, earlier in the year was a major blow to us. At that point in time, you had to review and reevaluate, okay, where is this going? If we continue like this, we're unable to lend, okay, because you lend to people, they don't have the cash to pay back, because for micro lenders, we deal a lot more with the markets people who deal more with cash. So if they're unable to sell, they're unable to pay back. And that created sort of defaults, a rise in default rates. So we had to rethink by deploying other alternative channels of payments. And in deploying this channel, you also have to look at who do I have the staff that will man these channels or this strategy we want to deploy. Some things you want to do are, yeah, they are laudable, but do you have the resources to deploy the strategy? Do you have the manpower, the quality of manpower to deploy it? Do you have the technical capability? Do you have the platforms, the technology, the infrastructure to deploy it? Because yes, the ideas might be fantastic on paper, but execution is even almost much more important than the idea itself. So you want to look at what are the resources available to you. Then that helps to determine which of these plans or strategy you want to deploy. For us, we have to look at the quality of staff in terms of IT savviness to determine the IT platforms through. So we had to split the business into two teams. We had the ones that we were now deploying POS, and then we also had to introduce the digital lending platforms and that was manned by a set of staff who had to also now undergo a set of training. Okay, so now because of the training, like I said, you always have to review the resources available to you. We had to set time for the training. That also determined how and the measure of rollout of the products or the loans that we are churning out. So in determining the strategy you want to go, the area of focus, the business focus for the year, you always want to look at your resources available to you. Do I have what it takes to execute this strategy? Not because my neighbor is doing it, not because everybody has their business secrets. So you want to, first of all, sit down and look at what do I have to ensure that this strategy, I'm able to deploy it. That's what determines the particular strategy you deploy, or the strategy you deploy, basically. So that is very, very key for every business, and it's something that every business must be able to do in this coming year, especially. Great.
Mr. Godfrey, so we are in the dispensation of artificial intelligence. How would you advise businesses to go about the utilization of AI to enhance their businesses even in the coming year?
Okay. Yes. AI is basically is a game changer. There are so many things that businesses need to jump on. What AI has come to do, like the word artificial, instead of using the organic, you want to leverage on artificial, and what that gives you is speed. So you want to look at your various processes and see how you can deploy AI, technology in general, in gaining much more mileage. One of the things that I've seen practically is you're able to do more, right, with less. So a function, some of the function that you have replication of staff, some areas where you seem like some staff are overworked or you are deficient in, you want to concentrate on deploying artificial intelligence or technology in helping you leverage. So there are various tasks that you want to deploy AI. For instance, we had a project during the course of the year, and it had to do with a lot of writing materials, a lot of setups, writing letters, sending invites. It was very, very tasky for the team to be able to cover up the number of guests and invitees that we had to, because there were people from different sector. And it was the head of the team, the corporate communications team, that came up with AI. We just subscribed to a platform, and all the templates, the invites, they were top notch. So that's in just 2 days, we were able to get specific letters, templates, well composed, fitting to the personalities. Okay, so something you would have taken time think through, but in just a few hours, we're able to get all of those templates, and within a day, all the letters were ready, and they were perfect, impeccable, and the feedback from the recipients were very, very fantastic. So that is just like a simple example of how AI can integrate what you do. There are several aspects: your accounting, your reports. There are several areas you can set up AI to give you, pick the data from your data or from your accounting, give you analysis, and then with that analysis, tell you what to do. Okay, so there's several areas, but everyone must think of doing more, because in the common dispensation, like we said, nobody knows what 2024 holds, just like we didn't know what 2023 held. As we begin to unfold, as you begin to make your plans, there has to be a deliberate attempt of deploying technology, because people are using technology to gain mileage. You cannot afford to stay backward and do things the organic way, do things the traditional way. Okay, so there must be that deliberate attempt to deploy AI. Okay, now not just technology, but AI, because this is more about strategies, the way of doing things. So you want to deploy that in various aspects of your business. Now for me, one of the things I do when I start thinking of something, because as a CEO, you don't really have all the time, so you have too many of your team members seeking your attention, seeking your time. So you want to delegate, the few time you have, and the little time you have, you want to maximize it. So what I always tell myself when I start working on a task and it's taking longer than necessary, I prefer to pause and I ask myself, this thing can be easier. So I want to spend time looking for ways to make it easier. Either I'm looking for a software, I'm consulting people that I feel know about these things. And a lot of the times I look to the younger generation. Okay, I'm privileged to work a lot with teenagers, and these guys are full of ideas. Okay, so sometimes I just jump on them, ask questions, and you can be amazed that what could have taken you 3 days can take you just 3 minutes. It's very, very amazing. So every institution must be deliberate about deploying technology and AI in what they do, in your processes. Okay, that's the only way you're able to leverage. And where there are mistakes, it's easy to also trace them, unlike when you're doing the manual or traditional means of procedures. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Godfrey. So now we know that just like we have our own individual businesses, the federal government has Nigeria as its own business. So what strategies would you recommend the federal government to put in place to ensure that businesses, especially small and medium scale enterprises, thrive even in the coming year?
Okay, I personally think as a nation, we are not death of ideas. We are not at all. Nigeria is born, is full of great ideas, people talented, and we can see it play out globally. So we're not void of ideas. I think what we lack is the the grace for execution, the determination to see things happen. Okay, so I think one of the things that the country, the leadership of the country, we are grateful to God. We have peacefully transitioned into a new leadership, and the leadership must now come to the table and begin to take practical steps to actualizing the mandates they have gotten. And for the ordinary businesses, see, an average Nigerian is a government of his own. Unfortunately, that's how we were raised. We are raised to get our own water, get our own power supply, get virtually everything. We have been trained to be self-reliant. So I believe that is a very good recipe for any government to be able to thrive, because the people themselves are not entirely dependent. So what the government needs to do is set the enabling environment, basically. And what are the things? Make the roads motorable. Let there be power supply, okay? Let there be security. I want to be able to walk on the streets. I have a delivery to make as a vendor, as a delivery logistics person. I want to be able to move from point A to point B without harassment. Let there be security. Let there be set that enabling environment. And these things are not so difficult to do, basically. It requires leadership that is selfless. We need the leadership of the country to come to table and not see themselves first. It is a time for sacrifice, because a whole lot of damage has been done to this nation, to our economy. Okay, so if we must begin to correct and set the record straight and repair things, then the government must begin to make some sacrifices, okay? And not the like same that we keep saying, okay? Government that is more about themselves, enriching themselves. But we need to begin to see a government that is after the people, that is looking at, okay, the welfare of the people. Let me create the right channels for people to leverage on. Let me make funding accessible to the businesses, because Nigerians, like I said, are hardworking. You see that play out everywhere we go. No matter how hard things get, Nigerians are always optimistic. Nigerians are everly optimistic. So that is something, is a very huge resource for a government to latch on and begin to work out things, okay? So make power available, make the roads motorable, let there be security, and then healthcare, okay? So once you have all of this, then you see people begin to maximize their potentials, okay? And once small businesses are thriving, there'll be more jobs, more opportunities for people. Then people can begin to leverage, and we see that begin to grow. Over time, you see mergers, you see collaborations, and small businesses become global businesses, okay, and see them transcend beyond Nigeria. So if we're already doing things without the government's input, how much more we would when the government plays its role by providing the enabling environment. So it's time for execution and not just time for planning. A whole lot has been said. Several governments have come. We see quality of manpower, but that willpower to execute, or will I say the freedom to execute, because sometimes you have these people in power, they're just sitting down there, ceremoniously. Their hands are tied, unable to do anything. So we
Our
must
time
have
is fast spent. We have to round
right
off the show. Many thanks to you for joining us, Mr. Godfrey Ogbuehi, and the CEO of Lochi Investment Limited. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and compliments of the season. Have a wonderful Christmas, okay?
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. And to you, our viewers, that's the size of Business Insight today. And of course, Monday is Christmas Day, but we don't go on break. We'll still be here on Christmas Day to give you that necessary information you need to thrive in your businesses, even in 2024. All right, so I'm your host, Adesua Eramosele. Join me again on Christmas Day. Have a good day.